What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Whiskey and Uncensored. My name is Eddie Lopez, and I'm going to be the host of this debauchery. Today, we have us a good one, guys. We have my buddies, Randy Johnson and Mike Angelo from MNX. A lot of you guys might know Randy as one of the Tampa's tallest DJs, and yet one of Tampa's biggest DJ names right now. He's actually part of the Amalie Arena party deck viewing parties outside. He is an awesome dude that I have known for a very long time. So in this podcast, we got to talk about what we've done, the things we got to see with some of the friends that we made, where they're at, and obviously my first time meeting Mike. So it was good catching up with these guys. The duo that they have become, the music that they have been starting to produce is awesome. But as always, as you know, we are always drinking whiskey on our show. And today I brought the Whistle Pig Piggyback. It is a nice one. It's rye, but you know what? It's all good, baby. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the podcast. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the show. Glad to have you guys aboard.
Hey.
All right.
What's up, Eddie? How's it going?
Man, it's going good. It's going good. You know, just starting on my Whistle Pig Piggyback here. Just took me a shot of Fireball, and I knew it was going to be a hot conversation.
Like, what does that say? Piggyback?
Yeah, man. It is the Whistle Pig Piggyback, brother. 6 years. It's actually a rye. It's not too bad. I'm not a big rye person on liquor. Or on bourbons, but I'm getting to it. You know, the taste is coming there. So, what about you guys? What are you guys drinking on right now?
Ooh, a couple Blue Moons.
Yeah, Blue Moon.
That's it. Shout out to Blue Moon.
Yeah,
got the beer guys in the house.
I'm drinking in, and they not paying me for it. At least not yet.
Not yet.
Cheers, my man.
I want to cheers, my friends. I definitely want to be able to get paid to drink all day. I wouldn't mind that.
Oh yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
So, Mr. Randy, Mr. DJ Xplicid, doing the research, we actually have known each other for a very long time, sir. And I was going back and looking when we actually met each other. It was at a DJ competition at our good friend Spot's Whiskey Joe's back in 2011, where we had this conversation previously, right before the actual recording, that you guys actually won the competition, obviously. You and I met RJ and then Jonathan, DJ Ryu at the time, who was doing awesome things. We'll come back to him in just a second, but he's doing awesome things with Smash the Club.
That's nostalgic.
Yeah, man. And Mary Mac and Big Hurt. So, but I that competition, it really opened up a lot of friendship and networking with you guys. But it gave me a lot of slack because I came into that competition with a controller. And at the time, Mingle Mix was one of the judges. And even though he enjoyed the mix that I did, let me tell you, he gave me the most shit because everybody else was on the ones and twos on the Techniques. And I was on the Denon. I'm pretty sure it was the MC1000s. And he gave me the most shit and basically docked me for my entire performance because I came out with a controller. Let's fast forward to where we're at now.
All right, well, hold on. Before we fast forward, because I got a couple things I want to say about that particular point in time. First off, the people that were in the room, you know what I mean, looking where we've come since that particular day, it's just so wild, man. Because you got, first off, it was DJ Shorty's battle event. If you guys obviously know anything about DJ Shorty, you know what I'm saying? But the whole thing is that we were all brought together that night. It was RJ. I met Raphael John for the first time. I met Ryu, which is John, Smash the Club. Like you said, we'll get into that in a little bit. Mary Mac, I met her and looking at all the places that she's been and what she's doing now. And, I even DJ'd her wedding. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
it's pretty awesome.
It's just so wild. You, yourself, and then it was a wild evening. So, but the whole controller thing before we fast forward was really cool too, man, because I think that was the first time really anybody has seen someone bring a controller into a battle. Because battles, they're on 12s, right? So,
of course, it was.
And at that time, if you told any old heads different, they would look at you like you're wild, man.
Get out
like,
of here.
yo, get out of here.
What are you doing, kid?
I think I was even like, yo, wow, this is going to be interesting.
I still use 1200s to this day.
I have mine. I actually have mine still in the garage. They're still in the road case and everything. So I have them all. It's just I brought out that I was like, I'm not carrying these. At the time, it is what it is. But I guess I had to have the big balls to bring the first one to bring out a controller to one of these things.
It's so ironic because it's so ironic.
Everybody is on controllers now. It might be the fancier. It might be the fancier controllers. Pioneer, Rain. It's been a while since I don't know what's out anymore. I'm sorry, what was that?
I never played on one before I met Randy.
Really?
Never touched one. I was just straight turning. Honestly, when we started playing together, I was like, yo, bro, I don't want to play on CDJs. I want to play on turntables. And he was like, no. So it was like, I got the reason why I got, decent with the controller is because of him.
Yeah.
So it's just much easier, man.
Well, what's funny is that after that event that night, I actually started doing my research to go and find me at the time because I needed to turn. I was like, all right, you know what? I'll go get me some turntables. So I went and bought the 1200s. And then I bought CDJ 900s after a while, which I barely ever used. I ended up selling them within a year or so. So I'm like, they're gonna ride my dick. So let me go ahead and get the shit that they are expecting in the industry. So, but then now look, like, well, fuck, I just wasted all that money really, and everyone's on fucking CD or on controllers now. Which it's good to see because
tired of breaking their back.
And the vinyl itself all the time would always warp from Serato. It just sounded horrible after a while.
Playing outside in Florida.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I mean, I'm glad to see the evolutions probably, or have gotten here to where a lot of the clubs are now being more accepting of all these. And I'm pretty sure, like you got your big heads like Koo that still rock the 1200s. I don't even think he's even conformed yet to a controller yet. But I mean, I think, and you're always going to respect that, right?
Yeah, it would be the new Rev 7 though, just because I feel like I could see the Rev 7 being used for competitions later on because they always just take what Rain had kind of did and then make it better. You know what I mean? Like I had both the Rain 1 and the Rev 7, and the Rev 7 just like it's so battle ready and like you could get busy on it.
Way different.
It's really like a turntablist like heaven in a controller, so to speak. So
like I said, I retired out 2018. So everything that's come out since then, I really haven't been paying attention. I mean, I'll still see the posts and stuff of people posting up like the new gear. I'm like, damn, that bitch got a lot more buttons, and a lot more data going across it.
Yeah, it's so wild. The technology, like, I feel like it's really fun right now to be a DJ just because, like, now every year going forward, people are going to start really improving upon, oh man, maybe that should be in there, or maybe this should be right here, or, a different configuration. It's just so wild, man.
It's almost so basically a large computer that you're carrying around, basically, just. Another.
It's going
system.
to be, yeah. The players are going to be able to access a cloud, and you'll never need to bring anything.
They have something like that already for music, right?
They do. What is it called? They already have it. So,
Tidal.
They do. They have. Well, they got Tidal. They got Dropbox now that they're starting to integrate. They have SoundCloud. They have BeatSource.
So it's funny you guys are saying that because, like I said, I had just opened up yesterday. Actually, I just brought out the SZ just to see if I could still mess around with it. It's on my kitchen. It's on my dining room table right now. But when I re-downloaded the software, I started seeing all these little streaming things. I guess SoundCloud's in there now. Tidal, if you want to have it displayed. I'm like, wait a minute, but what if there's no Wi-Fi typically in these clubs, or unless these clubs now have Wi-Fi strong enough, but. How would that work? It kind of blew my mind. Like, wait a minute, they're integrating.
It would have to be on It would have to be on a very high speed, secure network. Like a lot of like clubs now are using secure networks to run all their computers so they can all talk to each other, and no one else can access that. But those players would have to be on that same connection, I would assume.
Wow. Okay, so we're getting really fancy with this shit now. So
I'm saying,
Super
bro.
fancy.
Well, anyway, let's speed up. Let's go forward in time. Continue on, sir.
Man.
I didn't mean
so,
to.
No. So back to coming up forward in time here. It's the guys that we got to meet, and Mike, I'll get to you in a little bit. I'm sorry, I haven't had to catch up with Brady here in a good minute, but like Jonathan, him doing Smash a Club, it's just amazing that after he did what he's done, and he's blown up huge with this, and it's so awesome to see all the guys that I got to meet this night and see where everybody's at. Like you doing all the outside stuff for Emily Arena, your guys group here at MNX. I mean, you itself have blown up. Like you one of Tampa's top DJs. I mean, are you still the tallest one in the city? I mean, no one's topped you on that, right?
I don't know. I've never met that. I did meet a woman, but she was on vacation. I was a server at the time. She was 7'5", and her husband was 6'6". I was like, "Yo, can I have a hug?"
Oh,
that was interesting.
Mama.
Yeah.
But and I know Raphael John, I know he's doing his thing every now and then. I know he's become a paramedic now, firefighter, and he's getting married. That's what I saw on his. So,
yes, RJ. He was. I don't know if he still DJs or not, but yeah, he did become a paramedic, and then he was. He's like a marksman too. He does gun competitions.
John Wick. He's the real life John Wick.
Nice,
it's really
dude.
cool to see.
But see, I really enjoy seeing a lot of the friends that I got to meet really excel in life and go the right path instead of going some path that is just down the dirty hole. But it is good to see everyone doing well. But yeah, it's been awesome. I'm so glad we got to catch up on this. So how long have you been DJing now? How long have you been in the game?
So let's see. That was 2000. I would say probably 2 years prior to that moment, or maybe even under 2 years. Yeah, it was like 2010, going into 2010 when I just started DJing.
So about, what was that, 15, 12 years, something like that? Nice.
Yeah. What is it, 2022? I would say 12 years.
Yeah, 2022.
Yeah.
Right.
12 years, man. And that's
time
really
flies, right?
late. Yeah, it seems like it's really late, but I think when it started when it was supposed to. I was actually 28 then. I was pretty older for like a newer DJ just getting started.
I was in the same realm.
And not knowing anybody. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, man. And you just eventually like meet those people. But
gotcha. Now what about you, Mike? How long have you been DJing? How long have you been in the game? Because I know, and we'll get to your guys' story, how you guys met and stuff and became what you are now. But how long have you been in the DJ game?
I've been DJing since like 2008. I started on so I used to go to the skating rink all the time, and I would see my friends DJ, and like they would play all the music, and we would be like in the middle of the floor dancing, and I got connected with my boy, and I was like, yo, I really, really want to start DJing. And he was like, if you want to practice, just learn the basics on how like to change the BPM and match the tempo, and like do all this stuff. And he got me on virtual DJ, and I've been stuck ever since. And then about a year later, I became the DJ at the skating rink, blah, blah, blah. And then I got connected with this place called 360, and they hired me to DJ at night, but it was more of like a throwback night. So we played like a lot of old school, like breaks and all that stuff. So that's when I got really started. And so I've probably been DJing for, 15 years, close to 15 years.
Yeah, I remember that's probably the first time I actually started going to places that actually had DJs was a skating ring when I was a kid. I was like, damn, that's a cool job right there. Every you get to jam out and watch people skate around. That's what's up. Now let me ask you, your ethnicity is I almost hear like a Latin type accent in there. Are you Latin by any chance?
Yeah, I'm Cuban and Italian.
Okay, I picked it up when you were talking. I was like, wait a minute, there's a little bit of a Latino in here somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. What are you? What's your ethnicity?
I'm Puerto Rican.
Oh, nice. Hey.
Yeah, I may look. These lights right now got me looking even whiter than I am. But I was born in Puerto Rico and everything, but yeah, everyone will justify and say, no, bitch, you're white. But like, oh, okay, whatever you want to think. If it can get me in places a lot easier, I'm white, bitch.
Listen,
so
that's horrible.
Oh my God.
So Randy, how's the married life been? How long you guys been married now?
Just about 2 years, man. We're coming up on the second anniversary, and man, it's so wild, man. I've been with the same person for 8 years. It's amazing. Like it's truly.
I want to say I remember you guys actually meeting, because wasn't she a bartender at one time in one of the clubs?
So she bartended a couple different places. She was first bartending at the USF bar, CDB's,
okay,
up there. I don't know, was it Fowler? And then she was a bartender at a place in West Chase called The Blend. And then she got into real estate. But Vanessa, before she was ever a bartender, she was always like graphics design. She's been to like a few different schools, including FIT New York,
she's dope,
USF, IADT, University of Tampa.
I see her.
She's a smart kid.
I see her reels and stuff. She does well. So
she knows what she knows.
She honestly helps us out so much with all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what though? And you need a lady like that sometimes to keep you grounded and keep you, focused on what's going forward,
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
Are you married, Mike, or no?
No. I'm actually seeing somebody right now, but just taking it slow, taking it easy. I do have a son though. He's 9. His name is Michael.
Okay.
He plays baseball, does MMA,
Does MMA?
Yeah. He's been doing it since he was
starting them young. Okay.
Yeah, man. He's a very nice kid. So I was like, yo, you can be nice. It's cool. I love it. But people take advantage of nice people. You know what I'm saying? So I was like,
who are you telling? You ain't got to tell me.
Oh, I know. I know.
So how did you guys end up meeting and stuff and started collabing and stuff? Because I know, Randy, you had started at one point Club Clarity. Is that no longer, or is that still in a side project?
I did it for Club Clarity Radio was a product of me not being able to get on to radio in the first place. I had been denied a lot of different places, and so I was like, well, maybe I'll just do my own thing. And it was amazing because I learned so much about how to start a podcast, how to do basic mixing and mastering. Like I even did interviews, I did mixes, and I had a bunch of mixers that are now in a community all over the United States that I can talk to at any time, just because I was like, hey, you want to do a mix? Hey, you want to do a mix? Hey, you want to do a mix? Probably like 120 times. So,
but you got to be persistent, right? I mean, and then that's how you get where you're at. So,
man. And just by meeting those people, and talking to them, having that network is truly priceless, So
absolutely. Anytime you make good connections, it's going to be priceless. I mean, it's always going to be valuable at some point in time. Yeah,
absolutely. I quit the project just because, it was taking a lot of time, not only being able to get quality people on, but to also focus on what me and Mike are now doing. And then ultimately we're on the video anyway. So it was a very nice stepping stone to really just kind of get to where you want to be.
Now, I know you got picked up to do a bunch of remixes. I remember a few record pools that I was in that I started seeing DJ Xplicid remix and stuff. I was like, oh shit, I know him. That was pretty dope for a while. Are you still remixing with any of these record pool labels and stuff, or?
So yes, we technically can keep doing the same ones that we've been doing, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's being picked up per se. I would say it's more submitting quality work, and over time, if somebody hears you and is like, yo, that's dope, now we got that plug to get in, or we meet them at the DJ Expo or a BPM Supreme party. I went to a lot of these parties pre-COVID, and just met these people that run these pools like that.
Speaking of earlier, you guys mentioned John from Smash the Club. Shout out to him, man.
Because he puts everything
we send him. The minute we send him something, like a day.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah, John is cool as shit.
I definitely want to talk about that.
I'd love to catch up with him as well. I know we've texted a few times to try to catch up because he works out this way in Lakeland area, so we've texted a few times and possibly catch up for lunch. But we need to get up, and I'd love to get him on the show at some point. But he's
probably got some really, really dope stories, man. I know he's been covering
him going to all the festivals and stuff. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure he's got some cool ass shit to share. So yeah, I definitely would want to catch up with him at some point.
He's shared so much good music over the last, I don't know how long he's been doing, like 10, I think 8 years. I don't know.
He started,
like
he basically started that website almost right after the 2011 competition type deal. Yeah. So, and it's been going since. I mean, and it's been so cool to watch it evolve to where it's at now. So, and especially seeing some of the big name DJs he's put on through there. Yeah, it's been really cool to see.
Yeah, facts.
So,
yeah, really dope project.
So how did you guys link up and create MNX? Because I've actually listened to a few of y'all's tracks. There was a few that I actually made sure I noted down to bring up that I actually really enjoyed was the Bella remix, the Rumors, and All on My Body remix. Or the All on My Body is an original, I think, right? So
yeah,
those are some of the ones like, I like this shit right here. This is my vibe right here. So how did you guys meet up?
We met through like it was a DJs. Mutual friend, right?
Yeah, it was Knox.
Yeah, DJ Knox.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Randy was I think something got brought up about producing, and then Knox actually mentioned. I've known Knox for years. Me, him, and Keys DJ'd at this club before it was Amphitheater. Again, we were there for a few years. But we met through him, man. And I guess Randy or somebody mentioned about producing, and he was like, "Yeah, you need to meet up with Mikel Angelo because he makes EDM. That's really all he makes." And at the time, I was making mostly trap music.
Okay.
And when I met with Randy, our first, like me coming over there the first time, like it was a mission to get over there the first time. It was like a lot of back and forth. It was like, yeah, I'll be there. And times change. It's just, like with someone new. It was just like with someone new, you're like, oh man, like it's kind of hard sometimes, especially when it comes to producing.
Facts.
And
you can't just really produce with anyone.
No,
it really
and it sucks because sometimes
you guys gotta have that vibe together that like, oh yeah, this is gonna work, or no, this ain't gonna work at all.
Yeah, man. And like we met up and we chilled, we smoked and we just made music, and we ended up making
some bangers.
A remix to the song called Electricity.
Dua Lipa?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And, I saw that track as well. Yep.
Yeah. It was a future-based track. Mm-hmm. And I think right at this time, I was like kind of mentoring under DJ Kova out of New York. He's okay. He's a DJ producer, but he now more focuses on content and training people how to, make music, basically. Mixing, master, all of that. He was really good, and he helped us kind of get that one mixed and mastered. And from there, we did a bunch with him, and then kind of moved on our own. But it started working on future bass and trap, and I think we ultimately decided, oh cool, as Mikel Angelo Xplicid, we just kept calling our remixes any originals, and then we need a name.
We actually did.
It just hit me. That's how we got MNX. Okay.
Yeah. The one that like made us really like sit down and think and be like, "Yo, we need to do something." It was a remix that we did to old school breakbeat track. The Sonique, "Feels So Good."
Feels so good. Oh yeah.
You remember that song?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And so I was making this track here, and I was like, damn, this shit's hard. I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna send it to Randy so we can just put the rest of it together. And the track somehow my computer the file got corrupted. Ooh. I made it again. I made the whole thing again from scratch. I didn't save. I saved it, but like it wouldn't open up. It would just say file corrupted.
That hurts.
So I started all over again. Did the same thing 2 times, bro. And I was like, oh my God, this can't be happening. And I told Randy, I was like, bro, this shit, we still have the messages. I was like, this shit corrupted on me again. And we were just like, oh, fuck it. Let's just move on. And I was like, no. Yeah. And I had to do it again. I couldn't sleep. So I stayed up and I made it like the second day it got corrupted, the second time, I remade it that whole day and I rendered it immediately. And I sent it to Randy, and that got us a lot of recognition with like the old school heads that've been in the game for a while. And they were like, wow, bro, y'all did a really good
thing
job.
Right there. Yep.
Yeah. And it was just, that's what made us sit down and be like, yo, we need to take this just to the next level.
Yeah. What do we need to do that? First was truncating our name. MNX.
The name is dope though. I like it. I like it. Yeah, I like it a lot.
We got the idea, the logo, you know, in the movies, like where it's like, and it says THX with the thing around it.
Yep.
That's kind of what we got the idea from. And we still wanted to keep something referred to our personal names. And I was like, and we all sat down. I was like, fuck it, let's just call it MNX.
Yeah.
Now, what gave the creative on the dots on the end? What are the
his wife?
Yeah. So like because
there's always a meaning to something creative on it. So what was the creative reason?
It does have a meaning behind it. So we're both products of chance. Even if you look on our Instagram handle, it says take a chance. You know what I mean? Because like we've probably both had second and third chances at life, you know, which is a whole conversation for another day. But we found something that we have together, you know what I mean? That's special and it's quality, and we think we can really, really take it far. Right. So, dice, you know,
what do you do when you gamble?
When
you throw dice.
There you go. Okay. That is dope right there. I like that. I like that a lot. That's what's up.
Short. Yeah. Short. That's a short story.
So we just told his wife, we were like, we want dice to be our thing.
Yeah.
And just incorporate it. And she had that like 10 minutes later.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
You got the go-getter right there, man. Now, she got you, if I'm not mistaken, she bought you a whole board at one point, right? To start remixing stuff to help you, that encouraged you. What was it?
I remember that day. Machine.
The machine. Yeah, God damn it. I knew the machine. I forgot it's called machine. Because I had one.
I remember even posting about that, man. Because at the time, I mean, you know, I literally had just enough to like do everything I needed to do. I had a vehicle, a place to live. I had, you know, my DJ stuff, you know, and like just enough money just in case anything broke, I could somehow at least try to get it replaced. I was like, you know, like kind of living on the edge a little bit. I don't know if that's what the edge is for some people, but for me, like, you know, I've been homeless a couple times in Florida, so I know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like that's the way it was. And she got me that board, and that's what really kind of like sparked the next movement. Cause I had Ableton kind of already, but I wasn't feeling it at the time. Machine was what really got me going. It is. Yeah. Ableton, I think, is probably one of the hardest to learn. But Machine got me going, man. It was just really easy just to get in there. Boom, boom, boom. You could play drums on the fly right from the jump. As soon as you turn that boy on.
When we first started making music together, honestly, he used to use it all the time to make his drums.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And I give remixers so much props, man, because I had the Machine. You know, I'm a gearhead. Anything cool comes out at the time, I want to go buy it, right? Just to try it out. I bought this thing. Sure. I was like, this is taking too long. I can't do this. It's like I did not have the patience. Like I would spend hours. I mean, I got a few remixes out there that's floating around somewhere, but I would do stuff. I'm like, I don't have the time for this. This is taking hours just for a good 3 minutes, 4 minutes. And I was like, yeah, this is not for me. That's why I gave you guys who remix songs and spend all this time and hours in there just banging it out. Just kudos to y'all, because that right there, my head was hitting the damn desk multiple times.
Cheers.
Hey, I do want to say this is the honorable mention in the story, just like kind of like a caveat side note. Vanessa bought that board. I think it was $600. It was for Christmas, right?
It was an expensive little board.
We were like kids. We were like kids at the time. You know what I'm saying? And dude, she bought that board. She had quarters, like a big ass thing of fucking quarters that she took to like what is that? The Coinstar thing, and got like like most of it, you know, so she could put it down. I was like, damn, she told me.
At that point, that's when you knew you had to marry that one. You're like, this is the keeper right here.
Man, this woman loves me, dog. And not only that, like the first year we started dating, she threw me a surprise party back in my home city with a DJ just so I could DJ because my family had never seen me DJ. It was only a Florida thing. That was wild. Wow. Yeah, my wife was like,
yeah, you definitely you got you a unicorn keeper there, sir.
Yeah,
she makes it happen too.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, no, like I said, I've seen her Instagram reels and all the you know all the stuff that she's moving and stuff. And it looks like she's doing very well. So you guys are actually starting to build an empire now with all the stuff you got going on and her real estate. Man, you guys are gonna be moguls here pretty soon in Tampa.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I would say that. Yeah. Humbly saying that that's what we would like to do, you know, but that doesn't go without saying that you can't really do special things without having the money to do it. And that could be anything, you know what I mean? If you have a lot of money and maybe your thing is throwing festivals or maybe you want to change something about your city. So you run for office or what, all that stuff, everything, it takes money. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
So I think if you have a partner that knows that, you know, and like actively does something to change your economic status or helps, you know what I mean? Kind of like do all that. That's somebody
be a ride or die right there. That's it.
Yeah, for real.
So let me ask you guys this question. What has been some of the most challenging stuff you guys faced as a group trying to get out there to the public, and what's been the most challenging trying to, you know, get in certain clubs, on some record labels? What has been some of the most challenges that you guys faced so far?
I think the most challenging thing is that a lot of people see us as like these commercial guys, and that we can't do like the real house scene. And what people don't understand is that's where our hearts are really at. We're doing this commercial stuff, just to try to get like, a song on the radio, and just like to have like, if your song is on the radio and being played all over the world, you're guaranteed to start making those underground hits, and like, just being able to like have the fans to listen to you no matter what you put out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Snake, I don't like every song from DJ Snake, but every time he releases a song, I listen to it, because I'm like, I want to know,
Yeah.
Also too, like, going back to the whole like underground thing, I think people get it misconstrued when they say, oh, underground versus mainstream. And the reason is because mainstream is actually really, well, some people would say it's a sellout. It does sell. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter like really how you look at it. Mainstream should be kind of almost where you would want to be, but also still have like a new aspect to it. That is kind of like what underground is, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, you
new,
definitely, I mean, that's, everyone might not say it, but that's their goal. Is you make music because you want to make money. You enjoy it. You want to make something out of it. So when somebody
you want people to listen to it.
Right,
so,
and it gets picked up. Of course, you're going to go say, "Hell yes, take my track and make it big." Get me a Grammy.
So if you could hit mainstream first, why would you want to be underground? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
I mean, because once you hit that mainstream, like, they know your name. So
much, it seems like the logic is being so much of an underdog, you just want to like stay there, and that's not like the point. The point is to grow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because what is it? I remember some gigs that I would do, and these kids would come up to me asking me for a lot of these underground tracks. And a lot of the record pools don't have a lot of these underground tracks. You're like, dude, I'm not getting this music because
we're going to download.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not going to download this stuff because I actually legitimately pay for my music in these record pools. I'm not going to play this if I'm not paying for it. So I get it. Mm-hmm. I get it. So with how busy you guys are, because Randy, right now you are pretty, or maybe you both guys are doing the whole Emily Arena outside for when the Lightning are out, doing their thing.
That's great.
You guys are hyping them up out. Okay, so Randy, you hyping them up out there in Emily?
So even though, so I'm good, Doug. So even though we're MNX, right? Like we're still also individuals. You know what I mean? So like still like Xplicid, and he's still Mikel Angelo, and like I have my with other companies and stuff out there, but by no means are any of the gigs that I'm doing right now not under one of those companies. They're not on my own. They're with teams of people, teams of DJs. Big shout out to Street Lace.
I'm going to say, are you with Street Lace and stuff as well? Because we know they're a very huge promotions team out there in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah.
But yes, like I said earlier, I know we were having, I was supposed to have Shannon this week, and we had some technical problems that we had to reschedule, but you guys have been just tearing it up and hyping up all of Tampa Bay here recently, which has been cool. And I wish I was a big hockey fan, but I'm not. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the biggest. It's always tripped me up because I'm like, Florida and hocky, and how are we so damn good in Florida? I know, right? Yeah, with
it's so hot.
Football team.
It doesn't even snow here. It doesn't even snow here.
Me and my wife have this conversation all the time because we're both from Michigan, and she's always been like hardcore hockey, ref, play. She's done it all in hockey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the crazy part about it is that like, she says the same thing. People don't think that Florida should be anything hockey just because it's so damn hot here. How like, you don't grow up playing.
Yeah, so I didn't even worry about ever trying to figure out the rules for hockey. Because I mean, I've been to a few of the games. Like I got some buddies that are hardcore until they have season tickets. So I've been to a few of them. I go there to watch the fights. I go for that entertainment. I'm like, I don't know the damn rules to the game. I'm just watching this. I'm like, I want to see somebody get knocked out. Wish a motherfucker would type shit go around. And I've caught a few good ones, but then there was one year where it kind of like really slacked up. Like, oh, this shit got boring, But it just all the fans that have followed behind this, and then when you're posting your videos from the outside and what's funny is I've actually seen my buddies going around when they're doing the watch parties out there. And I've seen you on stage, like you just videoed my buddy Randy on stage up there. So, it's a very unique experience. Yeah. Sure. So you guys are doing the thing on that one. So Mike, then where are you at? What are some of your current residencies, or do you have residencies, or are you just doing just the gig to gig type deal?
No. I work at Prana. I've been at Prana for 12 years, bro.
Oh, okay.
And Ivor, and me and him, we had a summer residency at Shepherd's.
So you're at Prana with Lands, right?
Justin, I'm the one that taught Justin how to DJ. He used to come to my house. Good. I want him to hear this. He used to come to my house at 7 a.m. He would say he would go to work, and he didn't go to work. He would come to my house at 7 a.m. and he would just set up, and I'll let him in the house, and he would set up right in my room. I left all my stuff, and he would just put his computer and DJ for hours and hours and hours, and ask me questions, couple here, here and there, and I'm here sleeping on the bed, and it got to the point where he started getting really, really, really good, and he always had like a heart for Spanish music.
Yeah. Yep.
And we would do things. We would do a couple parties together here and there, And then he got connected with this guy. They got him into Prana, but at the time he was still fresh. Like he didn't really know, like he didn't feel comfortable DJing. So he was like, "Yo, I want you to DJ. I'm going to give you the spot, and I'll just play with you so I get comfortable." And then it comes to find out that our second week there, we were on third floor in the VIP. Our second week there, they had to shut the doors because they were like, "Oh man, you're just
too much.
There's too many people trying to get in here." Wow. And a few months later, they got rid of somebody, and they moved me downstairs and moved Justin on fourth for Spanish music.
Nice.
So and we've been there ever since, man.
Very nice. Yeah, I met Justin. The first time I met Justin was I was doing a gig over in Asia, Channel Side. I don't think that's there anymore, but it was me, him, Ryu was there, DJ Connects,
oh, wow.
DJ Skull, when Skull was in the area, OB7. It wasn't OB7 at the time. It was, I forgot his first name he had, but now he's OB7. But, that crew got, we were on the main floor. but that's when I met Justin and stuff, and he was giving me props because he liked what I was doing and stuff. But yeah, after that, I never really, I did Amphitheater one time, and I have a bad story with Amphitheater because I was doing the one of the glow parties there when Doko was around.
Oh wait! I think I did with the Neon Extreme parties.
One of the Neon, yeah, it was the Neon Extreme party, and my entire set got screwed up. Like they messed up how we were going to come in, and somehow I ended up going from whatever set time to like a couple, like 3 minutes. I'm like, really? So I was already upset about that. And then the end of the night when we were supposed to all get paid out, whatever, and we ended up waiting outside like at 4:00 in the morning, like little bitches waiting. I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I am not going to be sitting around like a little bitch waiting for somebody to come out to pay me. And that's when I knew Tampa was just not my area to mess around with, because even I went to Tangra, that club, when that first was opening up, and it was again the same thing, dealing with these club promoters out there. It's like, this is not for me, man. This is I have a very short temper, and especially when you start messing with somebody's coming out here to get paid and not get paid like you were originally intended. I just have hard feelings with that, man. It bothers me, and I've lost friendships. There's certain DJ friends that I haven't been in touch with as much because of money not being paid. And we're not going to mention names, but it's just things like that. Just kind of like, man, you're dealing with somebody's money. Like, you agreed upon this and you don't want to pay up. So it's
fortunately, this does happen a lot, man.
Oh, dude, it drives me nuts.
Yeah, you got to be careful. I mean, I think, God, every single DJ I pretty much know has had some instance of this happen to them at least once in their life.
And it's
more than once.
Yeah,
more than once.
It's frustrating, and you learn your lessons. You're like, all right, now I know not to mess with this promoter. I know not to mess with this club. Until things change. There's no standard, right? So it's just all.
Yeah, there's no contracts. Everything is by word of mouth. Like there's nothing. Until you like get to be like maybe a hard ticket seller. Or do it on your own.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hell, you guys are on your path, man, with the music that you guys are kicking out, man. Pretty soon we're going to start seeing you guys headline festivals. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, I know them guys.
You guys to come out.
Dude, it's been a good minute since I've actually come out to Tampa to party up. I'm 43 years. I'm going to be 43 in a couple weeks. I don't get out as much anymore, man. I'm getting old. And if I'm not out the house by 7, dude, it's almost a wrap for me. I'm staying in. But I do need to get out. But I do need to get out though. I'm back to the single life now, so I kind of need to start getting back out there. But this podcast has kept me busy, so that's been a good thing. This is keeping me entertained, so, and it's starting to really do well. Like you guys said, you put in the work, you got to put in the sweat and tears, and once you start building that momentum, everything else comes after. You just
we call it sweat equity.
There we go.
Sweat equity, all the equity you put in that you don't get paid for.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. Yeah. Hopefully it'll come at some point, but I don't do it for the money. I actually do it because I think I went to this because I'm not gonna lie, I miss DJing. So, but to do something like this, to be back on the mic, to be able to do the mixing boards and now the video stuff, it kind of makes me feel like I'm kind of back in that realm-ish type deal. And I'm like, all right, cool. It's kind of where I wanted to be. So it's all good. But
and it's yours. You get to control it.
And I can control it. You're right. Exactly. You damn right. Yeah. All right. So check this out, fellas. Since you guys are my first timers on the show, we're about that point into the show where I can start dropping some the hot seat questions, which is always the fun part of the show people enjoy, because these are random questions coming out of different games that we don't know exactly what's going to be asked. And sometimes it can make you think a little bit about your answer. So I promise you it won't get you in too much trouble, but we don't know. So you might want to take a drink, get ready. Actually, you know what?
I wish you could pass us that. What does it say? Piggyback? Or Fireball, whatever. Fireball,
I even got Fireball here, so let me go ahead and hit this shot, and I'll even cheers one up for you guys.
When people ask what liquor you will never touch again, that's mine.
Fireball? Oh, dude. What's funny is I haven't drank Fireball in a very long time because I found out I was diabetic. I don't know how, But I'm type 2.
Really?
I'm type 2, so I can't really drink this as much because of the sugar. But every now and then, I'll go ahead and hit a shot. If I'm with my buddy Clint, it's forget it. So I just got to make sure I'm diluting the hell out of this shit. After this, I'm chugging some water so it don't shoot my numbers up. But cheers, fellas.
Hey, cheers, man.
Cheers, my man.
Cheers.
All right. Here we go. Who has done the most walk of shames between you guys? Who do you think has done the most walk of shames?
Definitely Mike.
Now, of course, we know you're married, Randy, so we can all these questions we can judge pre-marriage at least, right? So
wait, so what kind of walk of shames are we talking about here?
There's different walk of shames. I mean, I thought the walk of shame was
So you don't know what walk of shame is? It's
we're talking about
so
when
it could be any gender, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you'd like basically, leave the house and
the same clothes that you weren't out in the club that night, and so you walking back.
Yeah, okay, so no, that's not walk of shames. I don't consider that.
Okay,
we don't want to know what your definition is.
That's walk of success, baby. We walk out
this
the house
walk of shame might not be PG.
No, you know what? This show ain't a fucking PG show. So what is your walk of shame?
Somebody's married.
That's him, bro. I don't ever do it when he's around.
Hey, you know what? If she don't care about the marriage, then it's on her, not you, big boy. So I mean, if that's the walk of shame, but so we're gonna say Mike has had probably more walk of shames than.
Yeah,
way more.
Yeah,
I promise.
I mean, Randy, I'm pretty sure you've had some walk of shames before.
He's had a handful. Next question. We're hitting the red button on this. Dumb.
Who has stolen the most virginities? Now, listen, we know there's a lot of young girls out in them clubs that are probably just ripe for the picking. So, who has taken the most?
Yeah, definitely.
There hasn't been many, to be honest with you. There's been a few, but not an absurd amount. Everybody gets around, you know? Like, oof.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh fuck.
Okay.
Randy hasn't none.
All right, so we'll leave that out there, fellas. Have you ever had sex that's lasted less than 2 minutes? All right, so what do you guys think? Who has lasted less than 2 minutes?
Hey, man, like I said before, bro, like I don't think, unless you're not human, I think everybody has had sex that's lasted less than 2 minutes. I mean,
get one of the hottest bitches you've ever seen.
Trying to have sex, that would be the first thing. Everybody, I feel like, has done that. So I don't know. What about you, Mike? Superhuman.
He's never had sex that lasted less than 2 minutes.
Like you're the true 1 minute man, sir. Is that possible?
Oh no, Randy's. We would call him the 1 minute man because I guess I'm.
No, it usually takes me. It takes me a minute. You know what I'm saying? But like
less than 2 minutes, or 2 minutes is longer than a minute. See, so it says he normally does it in a minute.
All right, cool. If we're telling anything over a minute, then I'm good for it.
You're doing good, right? I mean, have you guys jumped on any of those little blue pills yet? Have you ever had a chance to try those yet?
Oh, no.
Dude, let me tell you.
I think Mike's too young, and I'm still trucking.
Listen. I'm still young, but I got the prescription just because I was fucking around with the doctor. I was trying to get, funny, like, hey, I've heard they're fun. So she's like, yeah, let's hook you up with this. She gave me the 100 milligram, the strongest ones you can fucking get. And let me tell you, so I'll take one every now and then just to fuck around. And you can tell a fucking difference. Like, they're fun to play with, but you have to make sure that you're going to use it that night, because if you take it by accident and then you strike out, you're fucking going to be miserable because you're just going to have the hardest night. Yeah.
you know, I'll tell you what's going on. She gave you the 100 milligrams so you could walk back in that office and be like, "Hey, I have an issue." And she's gonna be like, "Well, make sure you take a pill." That's what she wanted.
She can diagnose you right.
Shout out to the doctor. She was like, boy, I want you back here. 100 milligrams.
Yeah. So, and what's funny is they only give you, I think it's like 4 or 5 pills a month. That's it. That's all they're gonna give you. So you got to make it, worth it.
You're like cutting one in half.
You can cut them in half. They say you can cut them in half, but I ain't gonna be no bitch. I'm gonna take the whole pill. So, but like I said, but you have to make sure, and you have to make sure if you're gonna use it that you are gonna actually, in fact, use that pill for its effect. Because if you end up solo, man, you're gonna be rubbing one out for a while.
How long? How long does it normally last? How long does a milligram last?
I mean, it tells you that you can't take more than one in 24 hours. So you can, and I can contest that you can take it. You can get your fuck on, bust your nut, and then a couple hours, an hour later, you go back at it like you never fucking, because how normally you bust that first nut, you're like
4 hours, right? Yeah.
Dude, within half an hour to an hour, you're going right back at it like you never even busted that nut, dude.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, dude. And you can go to sleep. You can go to sleep, wake up, and it's that shit still in your system. So you wake up, you get that morning wood sex, you're fucking going hard, dude. So like I said, they are fun. You just gotta play it right. You just gotta know when to take it and make sure that if you do take it, that you are gonna fucking get your ass laid, because you do not want to just rub that bitch out hard. Like, God damn it, I just wasted this fucking pill for nothing.
Oh my God.
So let me ask you guys then, with that being said, what is some of the craziest things you guys had come to you from behind the booth? Like, song requests. Like, give me something. Like, what are some of the girls have done?
I got a crazy situation that actually I got a couple, man. It seems like, oh man, big shout out to my crew and Street Lace, you know what I'm saying? And they put all the best DJs out there for spring break and summer at Postcard Inn, and it's just wild.
I've seen some videos out there now that looks busy all the time.
Like, it's a great party, man. But sometimes, like, some people just consume too much, and
yep.
I had this one come up to me with a green hair. She just dyed it. This black girl. She was definitely pretty drunk, and she bumps my table. She came up so fast, it's like, you know what I mean? And her hair gets stuck in my fan because outside my fan's got to cool my laptop. And I'm like, oh crap. And I'm trying to shut it off. And it's just spinning around. She's like, oh, my hair. Oh, my hair.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, oh, man, bro. It was,
can you imagine that?
Did it get chopped off, though? Or was it weave?
No. So it was her real hair because
shit.
It was obviously like this, you know what I mean? She's getting pulled into the fan, and thank God I got it shut off with like halfway down. Her hair is probably like maybe down past.
Not no more.
Yeah, right. Down to her elbow at least, and it's like halfway there. Thank God I shut it off. The fan's got smoke coming out of it and shit. And I'm like in the middle of a transition.
Her hair smelled like burnt fan.
Yeah, dude. It was bad. So I was able to pull her hair out, and the fan is like unwinding. I'm like, oh god, it's nasty.
Well, I mean, at least she had a natural curl at some point, right?
Yeah, I'm saying, bro. I told her a couple times to back up before her hair got caught, and her hair got caught in the fan. And then, listen, bro, this is the best part. It's not the best part. This is actually really sad. She went to go sit down at the bar. And like a couple minutes later, she projectile vomits all over the bar, the stool, and the floor. And the cops are standing literally right there watching it all go down. I'm like, damn, dude.
I don't have nothing to top that.
She got arrested for, public intox, but I mean, it was her birthday too. I felt bad
I was getting ready to say though, but you're in a public party area. I mean, that'd be just really being a dickhead or
no. So yeah, man, people, they do get handsy. When you get drunk, you lose that area of your brain that prevents you from stupid shit. The frontal lobe, I believe it's called. And, if you're under 25, you have no frontal lobe anyway. You know what I mean? So, you combine that with alcohol, and it's just wild, man. And half naked people, and it's a good time, dude. But it's like at the same time, like there needs to be at least security around the DJ at all times, in my opinion.
No, and I completely agree. Yeah, because I mean, you can get some of them wild girls coming through.
I stopped taking requests, man, just because of the simple fact that, like, if you allow one, it's just you'll take 100 that day. They just don't stop. So like I just as long as I keep the party going, like one of the places I just don't ever take requests.
Yeah, and it's one of those hard things too, because you try to please people at sometimes, and all of a sudden it gets to a point where it gets ridiculous, and that's actually, not going to lie, that's one of the main reasons why I almost, not other than trying to do the family life, but that's one of the reasons why I actually started walking away from the whole DJ scene, is because these kids these days, they think they're so entitled and they can talk to you however, like, play my track, bitch. This is what I'm here for. Like, I'm like, wait, hold on, what now? Huh, motherfucker, I would choke you out. Don't come up here talking to me like you own me.
You were in the club.
Yeah, so, yeah.
You can't talk here like that, man.
Yeah, no, and that was one of the things. So it's like, at that point, I knew it's like, I'm going to choke out one of these entitled little kids, and it's not going to be pretty. I'm going to catch a case for it, and I do not need this right now. So
I would say there's a happy medium, man. Like a decent DJ, knows how to A, read the room, B, take decent song requests that won't sway, I guess, like the happiness versus the way you need to rock a floor. You can sacrifice his happiness to keep people tearing a hole in the floor. You know what I mean? If I have to do that, you're the gatekeeper, man. You're the selector. Yep. So there's a happy medium. If it's a dope request, I'll be happy to drop that.
For sure.
100%.
And if it fits at the right time.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a right song for the right time. Absolutely. Now I know what Kyle Conley actually started creating an app. I'm not sure if you ever checked it out yet, but he actually created an app for his patrons and some of in the events that he's doing, where they can actually send in a request and it comes up somewhere on his screen that they don't have to actually come to the booth. It'll just kind of like trickle down in whatever he's got programmed onto his computer, and can see requests coming in. So if he wants to drop one in, they don't have to come to the booth. They can just text it basically to this app, and he sees these requests and can do whatever. So if you haven't seen it, maybe catch up with him one day. Check out his app that he's got going on. I think it's in beta right now. I don't think he's fully published it out, but I did see his post.
I was going to say that. Like, how long ago did he start doing this? And like, has he? I want
to say I saw it within the last 6 months, and I think he said he pushed it out, and he's actually said, if anyone's interested, let him know, and he'll get you hooked up or whatever. But maybe something you can link up with him and stuff. Yeah. So as far as crazy stories, have you guys had any sexual requests come through, like, for a song, titties flashing, somebody raising up their skirt, no panties? I mean, what was some of those craziest things that you've had at the booth? Did you get to actually, grab a couple of asses? Don't be shy.
It's at the most random times, because not every person's like that.
No,
but you do have those ones.
It's very rare.
You have a lot of touchy people. I should say that.
Yeah,
way more touchy people. Like if I went up to a woman and did that to her, she would probably call
you be in cuffs. You be in cuffs. Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
It's like, what makes you think you can? First of all, you're walking upstairs into the DJ booth to come and grab me. Why?
So I like
Maybe
when
she thinks you're a sexy motherfucker. She's like, oh, I want this guy tonight.
So,
She wants
let me give you
request.
the married person standpoint on this. That too, right?
She wants a bad money request.
I think the safest way to answer is from a married person's perspective, at least the way that I handle it. Like, so if somebody like does that to me, I have had that happen while being married, and it's inevitable. It will happen.
It's uncomfortable.
You know what I mean?
Even
it can
not
happen
being
to the ugliest dude in the room. That's a DJ, bro. Just because they're DJing, really.
I was going to say, do you think that's what some of the guys get in the DJ booth for? Is like maybe I'll get roped up or whatever.
Oh yeah,
That's why
a lot of DJ. Yeah, some people do it for the.
I did it because I like the movie.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie, and I've actually told the story. I had actually another DJ buddy here, local DJ, does a lot of the wedding DJs, or whatever. But we had the conversation where I've actually had women come and actually just completely flash, lift up their skirt and flash, grab my hand and say, "Look, you can feel I got no panties on." I've been through it all. I'm like something that you hear about the stories, but when it actually happens, like you said, it almost feels uncomfortable, awkward because like, wait, what the fuck just happened? Am I going to get in trouble for this now? Because
who set me up?
Yeah,
exactly. Like, where's the cameras at, and where's the popo going to be at? Because you grabbed my hand, put up your skirt, and now you're going to claim, "Oh, he grabbed me," or I wasn't.
Yeah, I'm only 17, and this is not like
I would say more from my standpoint. It's more like they like grope me versus them grab, because like I'm like me when I'm in my zone in my space, I don't want to be talked to by somebody I don't know.
Dude,
you know what I mean? And then
the top of that. The reason why you're getting groped is like you're 7 foot fucking tall. Your dick and balls is on their damn fucking chin already.
No, I mean, honestly, whenever me and Randy, like whenever we play places together, two things. Whenever we play places together, like we definitely stick more to like a more kind of more of a professional. Even though like what he does is professional, but like professional on like a DJ producer artist level. Like we just want people to like, we want everybody to like us. Yeah, so it's we kind of be careful. So, and honestly, that never really happens with us because people like we always have like our other boy and our boy sits in the he sits in the DJ booth and he's like, no, he takes the request and he tells us like we don't really talk to nobody. It's him.
Right.
Yeah. You have to set those boundaries, man.
Yeah. And,
I guess I wasn't at y'all's level. I didn't have my own security. I had to push these bitches out myself. I had a small booth down over here in Lakeland in the hookah club or whatever, one of those clubs, and I had a little small booth, so these girls would get through every now and then. Like, God damn it, just get away. I didn't have my own security.
I'm not gonna lie. The times that I've felt the most helpless are points where there is a girl in the DJ booth and there's no security around and you can't get her out because obviously you can't touch her, but you're telling her, please remove yourself. Please leave. Please go anywhere other than here. And she's not listening. That is when you feel the most helpless while you're DJing, in my opinion. So I would rather not ever put myself in that situation.
Smart. Well, especially being married now too. And then you got to explain yourself, honey, listen.
Anything can happen at that time. Yeah, dude. Like you don't know that person, Like
now, does Vanessa actually, the wife, come out to see you at most of your events, or does she just kind of do her own thing and wait for you to come home?
Now I would say, she's kind of more homebody. She still likes to, hang out and party and drink, but she definitely likes to get up early and do her thing. And, you're up, God knows when, like sometimes I don't come home until 4:00 in the morning. You know what I mean? So she's by herself, there's nobody to go with her. It's like,
Yeah.
She comes out to great shows. Yeah. Like to bigger things.
Yeah. Yeah, I honestly don't miss like those hours, like coming home at 3:00 in the morning, 4:00 in the morning. Like now, if I'm up past 12, like holy fuck, Eddie's fucking partying tonight. I mean, even though back in the day, my sets used to start 11 o'clock, and now shit, if 12 o'clock, I'm like, damn, I stayed up till 12:30. Oh fuck, okay, it's on the night. So
I would say, man, you really truly have like a taste for nightlife. If you're, especially even at my age, loving being up until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I love nightlife, man. So, it's a very different kind of feel, kind of vibe of life. Obviously there's daylight and there's night. Night is just, it's very different.
Now, so, you guys don't do the corporate America work, right? So that kind of gives you that advantage to kind of be, we
do.
Life. Oh, are you still doing?
Yes. So not like 9 to 5, but I'm talking about DJing for corporate America.
Okay, so you're still doing like the mobile events and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that's actually where most of like, the money and the quality and the standard of life like mostly comes from right now. But I don't book more than 6 to 12 months out right now, because what if we're on tour or playing somewhere where I can't come back and do that event? I'm trying to limit what I'm taking as far in advance as 12 months,
Now, is this a company that you're running? Because you were running with a Iris or whatever at one point or something like that. I mean,
Iris in-house trio video, photo, and DJs, mostly for bridal sector. But like we ended up breaking up, and I formed my own Clarity, and everybody kind of went their own direction. So the photographer hung on. Iris is still a company, but I just don't own it.
Okay, I got you. So what's the company now? What are you under now?
Clarity Entertainment. So it's just my like in-house stuff, like all bridal, corporate, private, nightlife, all my tax info. And then we have MNX LLC. And so that's like where we funnel that money through, like from our edits, our shows, whatever we, grows from.
Yeah, I need to figure out. I haven't decided, because people are telling me that I probably need to take this brand as an LLC, but I honestly, I haven't even done any of that. I just letting it ride right now. So I probably need to make that decision pretty soon, because the money expenses that's been put into this thing, I probably can have a huge tax write-off, man, because
absolutely.
I need to do something. And that's one thing I've always never been really good at, to decide, all right, this is considered a business or is this considered a hobby? And that's where I got to make that determination of when I want to consider it a business. But for right now, I still think that is just a art passion, project of passion.
We appreciate you bringing us on, man. Yeah, thank you.
Dude, this has been fun. I mean, believe it or not, we've already been rocking an hour and 5 minutes. So, and usually and that's the thing. When the conversations are good, you don't realize how long you go for. And usually my podcasts are running about hour 15 minutes, somewhere around there. But like I said, it's been a good call. Like I said, and I haven't been able to catch up with you in so long, so it's been nice. And then getting to meet Mike. Mike is pretty fucking cool as hell too. So.
Oh, man. Thank you, dude.
I'm definitely gonna have to come. Dude, I'm definitely gonna have to come out there. Actually, this weekend. What do you guys got going on this weekend? Because I'm actually free this weekend, believe it or not.
It's good. Our last Friday is this week at Shepherd's for our summer residency.
Okay.
And it's like more month basis. So we're gonna be there Friday, and then Saturday I'm at Prana. I'm gonna be with Justin, JB, Poison Dark's gonna be on the roof. A whole bunch of us. And then I don't know what he's doing. I think he's off Saturday. Yeah. Oh, I might be going to Odyssey Music Festival on Saturday. Saturday.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'll have to decide which. More than likely, I think Saturday is probably a better night for me. I may have to swing out there, Ybor City, go to Club Prana for a little. It's been a good minute, so I'll have to. Maybe I'll be able to step outside and check it out for a little bit. So
I'll give Randy will send you my number, so you just text me.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. So before we get ready to close out, we'll go through. I got 2 more questions to run through. And then at that point, then we'll run through all your guys' plugs. So that way, everyone that's listening, the following that I finally have here going, can, follow you guys, follow this group MNX of yours. Because like I said, I actually enjoyed a few of the tracks you guys done and remixed. So I'm pretty sure the crew that I have following me will actually enjoy, becoming some followers for you guys. So
thank you.
Yes. So, last two questions of the night. Would you sell someone with the foot fetish pictures of your feet for $50?
Fuck it.
Hell yeah. Hey, listen.
Hey, girl, take it.
Ain't got
Feet are sexy.
I mean, it just says pictures of your feet, but what about if it's not just for a girl? What if it's for a guy? A guy said he's got something for feet. Would you do it?
Yeah. Hey, if I don't know, if they just gotta send me cash out, bro, I'll give them a dollar.
Send a picture of somebody else's feet.
Ain't no shame in pimping right there.
That's it, brother. Hustling.
All right. And the last question of the night. Who is most likely to convince the group to play some strip poker?
Alex. I would think Alex.
Yeah, he's not here. He's in our group. He's not a DJ or producer, but he helps us with all of our promotion and networking and stuff like that. Alex is definitely that dude.
Definitely.
And Alex, I'm sure you'll listen to this, so you're welcome.
Yeah. Well, we're hoping that we'll get a lot more listeners. You're following as well because this episode will drop probably in 3 weeks or something like that. 3 weeks after this. So after all the editing and stuff. But yeah, of course I'll give you guys a heads up so that way you guys are aware of when it's going to drop and all this stuff. This one, like I said, this is going to go to YouTube and it's going to go to all the streaming platforms. So we'll see a nice little spike maybe and some followings at some point in time. So, yeah, absolutely. So again, we're at that point of the show. So go ahead and guys, if you want, give us your plugs. Let the folks know where they can follow and find you guys.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You can, first off, check out our YouTube. You go to youtube.com/MNX Music Official. Go ahead and subscribe to that. You're going to get a lot of content on there. We make edits for Pitch to Tempo. Big shout out to Romy Lux and Seraphin who have us on. There's probably like some 56 edits up there of ours right now that you can get. And
two of them are counting.
Yeah, 2 of them top 10 right now. And
nice.
You can get a bunch of our stuff up there and counting. It's weekly that we put stuff up there. So that leads to our YouTube and our TikTok and Instagram. We put a lot of those reels showcasing a lot of our edits that we'll do as YouTube shorts. And then also on our YouTube, you have our MNX Blast Off Mix Show series, which is all of pretty much the tech house, bass house, and future house tracks that we're feeling that we play in our shows. They're like quick 30-minute mixes that you can check out. And then all of our originals, some of our remixes. And then, you can just follow us anywhere else, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok at MNX Music.
And Instagram.
Yeah.
All right.
Instagram.
Alrighty, guys, that's going to be it for us tonight. I want to thank my buddies over there at MNX, Randy and Mike. If you guys enjoyed the show, please check us out, whiskeyedanduncensored.com. All of our socials, Whiskeyed and Uncensored, at Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. With that being said, as always, enjoy your whiskeys, enjoy your life, and we're out, guys. Later.
Oh, yeah.